Hello, welcome back to Ask Allison. Here is today's question. Right now, I work very part-time, 3 to 8 clients per week with a group practice, all telehealth currently. I'd like to transition over to my own solo telehealth practice. My question is, should I wait to start my own practice until I'm ready to be full-time? I want to continue to work part-time since I have 3 small children and only see 5 to 8 clients per week. I'm worried that once I start my own business, I'll feel pressure to take every client who calls within my niche so that I can build credibility and a good reputation, and that I would end up seeing more than 10 clients a week. Any advice would be appreciated. Thank you so much. So before I'd answer, I want to take a minute to thank TherapyNotes. TherapyNotes has sponsored Ask Allison for the last couple of years and is going to be sponsoring this year as well. Their sponsorship allows us to prioritize these so that y'all can get your questions answered and you can build your successful practice with more ease. If you're in the early stages of starting your practice, I strongly recommend TherapyNotes as your EHR practice management system. If you already have a practice management system and you're not loving it, TherapyNotes makes it really easy to switch, and you can get on the phone with them, which I really love. If you're having a question or you can't figure something out, you can actually talk to a human being. It's awesome. You can get 2 months free if you use the code ABUNDANT at checkout. All right, so back to the question of whether you should wait to start your practice until you're ready for a full-time. In my opinion, don't wait. It usually takes us more time to build than we expect. If you're following marketing best practices, you are going to get to a place where you're getting way more potential client interest than you can see in your practice anyway. So that's going to happen whether your limit is a handful of clients a week or 25 clients a week. You'll get really great practice now at holding your boundary while your kids are at an age where they still want to be around you. The really beautiful thing is that pressure is entirely internally sourced. I completely relate to it, and I know that holding back that go-getterness isn't always easy. I'm going to encourage you to do a deep dive on what's most tantalizing to you about working more than you say you want to. Is it money? Is it being helpful? Is it adult conversations? Is it nurturing a part of yourself that you feel confident and excited about? None of these is right or wrong, good or bad, but knowing what's driving you to see more clients than you say you want to is going to help you be mindful about what those needs mean for you, and maybe even meet that need in another way. Creating some really solid time boundaries so that you know when you're working and when you're not is really important for all of us, whether our time off is spent with kids or our plants. I really truly believe it's one of the most important factors in how sustainable this career is going to be for any of us. In general, I recommend not waiting for like the perfect time with quotation marks for anything. Starting part-time has some other great benefits. Not only are you getting practice in maintaining those boundaries, you have some more time and space to create policies that you want to have in your business. You can play with those policies while impacting fewer clients. So you can truly find the setup and the rhythm and the systems that work best for you. We have a course in the Abundance Party called Build the Right Practice that helps with this for those of you that are hearing that and want some support. I'm also not hearing you say, I need to work with more clients because I need the money. Part-time feels lower stakes than full-time financially. There's less pressure because you aren't in dire straits financially. It's easier to get more clients when you have a handful of them than it is to get that very first handful. So when you want to go full-time, if you ever want to, it's going to be easier to grow than it was to start. Now, the idea of building credibility and a great reputation, whether you see 10 clients or 30, your reputation is going to grow. You don't have to rush that. You've already started on that reputation with this group practice after all. Plus, pushing past the number of clients that you want to see is going to stretch you too thin. The quality of your work is going to suffer, and that is going to end up impacting your reputation in the way you don't want it to impact your reputation. Lastly, if you are tempted to go beyond the number of clients that you say you want, I also want to check in and see if the number of clients that you say you want is really what you want. That number may have changed as we all spend more time at home, as your kids get a little older, as Your patience as a parent wears a little thinner. So just in case you're in a situation where you feel like you should want to be with your kids more than you actually do want to be with your kids, I want to chime in as a fellow mom and say, whatever you want is okay. And how to get what you want, that's easy. That can be done, but you have to figure out what you actually want first. Juggling kids and business is hard. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but I want to validate that if you'd prefer to see more clients and find a childcare solution for your kids, that's fantastic. If you really want to spend more time momming than therapizing, that's glorious. You can have what you want. Private Practice Life Balance is actually a course in the Abundance Party that is by far the most personal course in there for me. So if you need help with balance, which I see as a verb, not a destination, come and join us. So we have a free worksheet for those of you who need some help clarifying what you really want. It's like a little piece of the Build the Right Practice course. Once you know what you want, it's much easier to get there. I mentioned the Abundance Party a couple times. If you're ready for serious growth, you should join us over at abundanceparty.com. For only $49 per month, you can learn everything you need to know to build a successful private practice. If you're dipping your toes in, we have a free training for you that is called Fill Your Practice Without Being Salesy or Spending Money You Don't Have. That's over at www. That W part's important, .abundanceparty.com/fill, F-I-L-L. I'll link to both of those to make that easier for you. I'm also going to link to TherapyNotes. Don't forget to use that promo code ABUNDANT for 2 months free. And if you have questions for me, please DM me over on Instagram. I'm happy to answer them on Ask Allison, and I'll talk with you later.